they go down kicking and screaming. In the meantime, Dig Xavier, these nades are harassing two teams simultaneously. BTR, of course, being the team right next to them. And what are Dig Xavier going to do? They're going to be pushing in. They're going to be riding straight into them. Absolute insanity. And they're going to get knocked down because of that Lamborghini. Having spotted Zuxi, deals a bit of damage. Doesn't exactly know where he is, and he gets shot from afar. Infinity, the saviors of BTR, as Stalwart Esports now having to go up close and against Genesis Dogma. Scry, he knows there's someone nearby in the smoke. He knows someone's lying prone. Eventually he'll fall. And Stalwart Esports now having to battle against Reject, because look at Sarah just charging into the direction.
This is so good from Reject. They've left until kind of like the final second to push out that compound. Genesis Dogma got ahead of them. They took out Genesis Dogma. They're now coming in from behind. They're going to be able to take the shots on the Stalwart. However, Enigma Galaxy from that southeast side are taking advantage of them. Ray Joso gets knocked. Sarah gets knocked. Stalwart keep themselves alive. Pika and Scry, together they stand united. They stay up.
I don't know how Stalwart is still alive and kicking. It looked like Reject were just completely going to ruin the day, but the tables have been flipped. And Reject, Duello, and Divine need to get the reses. Duello trying to provide a bit of suppressing fire in the direction of Stalwart now. They need to move in. They need to move in real quick. Infinity, though, 10 eliminations. Imperium, 10, and all 4 still alive. Still looking for more news. Maybe getting a little too overeager. Sarah, in the meantime, is still somehow crawling around. Eventually, he'll fall to Pika, and Reject are now down, I do believe, just to 2 members, unless I'm very much mistaken here. And the Galaxy going for a play. This is dangerous, but Logan out in the open in his car. Somehow, a little bit of Ridge providing some cover for the time being.
Modi's, he's on his own. Enigma have had a hell of a game. They are down to 2.5 because Freak is knocked down on his knees. So Hamodi throwing a nade forward is good, but it's also a bit of a risk because one nade towards him, he's going to get knocked. Reject end up going down at the hands of Stalwart. I appreciate what Reject were trying to do, just didn't work out in this case as Pika keeps himself alive. 5 teams left up. Deadeye's guys are still going strong, but they have to deal with MS Chambori.
Hamodi quickly finished off though. Enigma Galaxy, they know they have to go for the play.
That was a risk.
Charging in straight into the Lion's Den. And Infinity, they're not stopping anytime soon. They're going for this. The nade, it looks good. Freak, oh, he dodges it somehow. Rough in the meantime will be finished off. Enigma Galaxy down just to 1 man. His head spotted, and he will be finished. Infinity 12 is still going, and the only team who could potentially take them down is seemingly MS Chonburi. Right now, on the edge of the circle, they got the vehicles, they got his compound, but Infinity, they look nigh untouchable. And for Stalwart Esports, Scry, the last man standing, he will be finished. And now it is a final 2 teams, 8 players in the server, a 4 versus 4.
Look at Godtunny. He's holding on to that cover. He's keeping an eye on MS Chambori. This is perfect spread from Infinity. They knew that they couldn't really, secure the backs by having 4 players where they were, so they needed to have 1 player covering. MS Chambori had been able to go on the other side, but at the end of the day, like I said, Godtunny comes in to get 2 knocks to MS Chambori, and the advantage is once again over to Infinity.
It's incredible. Did they have 14 eliminations?
I know.
They could actually get 18. I think that's a record, right? Like I think one team got a 17, but 18. It's looking likely. It's looking very likely. Now the res might just take place here, but no, first Jasper has to patch himself up, and while that's going on, the bullets are just whizzing past a couple of them, ramming into the bodies as well. TP13 has a lot of work to do. A wild spray coming out from his M4, not quite able to connect, but all the reses, Ponzai, if he gets res as well, it could still be a 4v4. MS Chonburi, they're not quite out yet.
I was thinking, Infinity, please don't rely on the circle staying in your direction. You got to keep the pressure on. The little bit of a dip, it is to your advantage as well within the circle, but you just can't rely on it. They didn't. They pushed forward, and now MS Chambori, they're under a hell of a lot of pressure.
Yeah, out in the open barely, and he covered up a couple of trees. Another 2 knocks going the way of Infinity. Make that 3. Bonsai, last man standing, looking to stand and deliver. But I gotta say, it's looking unlikely. On 20 HP, 10 HP, and he will be finished eventually. MS Chonburi will fall after a valiant 1 last stand. but the Infinity 18